Have you ever reached for a soothing cup of chamomile tea or sprinkled some ginseng into your soup, thinking it's just a harmless boost for your health? Well, here's something that might surprise you. Studies show that nearly 40% of seniors experience unexpected side effects from common herbs, often because they interact with medications or underlying health conditions. That's right. What's natural isn't always safe, especially as our bodies change with age. But don't worry. Today we're going to talk about 3 herbs you should never touch as a senior, and 3 powerful alternatives that can actually support your health without the risks. This isn't about fear. It's about elderly wisdom, knowing what works for your body now, not just what worked decades ago. Now, before we dive in, I want you to think about your own medicine cabinet or kitchen shelf. Are there herbs you've been taking for years, assuming they're safe? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a clearer picture of what to keep and what to avoid for true senior wellness. Let's start with the first herb you should steer clear of, licorice root. Now, this one might sound innocent. Maybe you've even enjoyed it as a sweet treat in candies or teas. But here's the problem. Licorice root can skyrocket blood pressure, and for seniors already managing hypertension or heart conditions, that's a serious risk. I remember a lovely woman named Margaret who loved her licorice tea until her doctor noticed her blood pressure was climbing dangerously. Once she switched to safer alternatives, her numbers stabilized. So, what's the safer swap? Try marshmallow root instead. No, not the sugary puffs from your childhood. This is an herbal powerhouse that soothes digestion and even supports respiratory health without the blood pressure dangers. It's a perfect example of holistic health, gentle, effective, and tailored for senior health care. Now, the second herb to avoid might shock you. Ginkgo biloba. Yes, it's famous for memory support, and that's why so many seniors take it. But here's the catch. If you're on blood thinners like warfarin or even aspirin, ginkgo can increase bleeding risks. My friend Robert learned this the hard way after a minor cut turned into a bigger ordeal than it should have been. Instead, consider Bacopa monnieri, an herb used for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine. It's been shown to support cognitive function without the same blood-thinning effects. That's the kind of herbalist advice that keeps you sharp and safe. Before we move on, I'd love it if you could take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Every click helps me create more senior health tips that truly make a difference in your life. Now, let's talk about the third herb on our avoid list, kava kava. It's often used for relaxation, but for seniors, it can be risky. Kava has been linked to liver damage, especially when mixed with medications. There's a time for calming herbs, but this isn't the one. Instead, try lemon balm. It's gentle, promotes relaxation, and even supports digestion. A wonderful example of safe herbs for healthy aging. We've covered 3 herbs to avoid and their alternatives, but there's more to explore. Next, we'll dive into why some seemingly healthy herbs can backfire and the best choices to replace them. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Now, let's talk about something that might seem harmless at first glance. St. John's wort. You've probably heard it praised as a natural mood booster, and for many younger folks, it can be helpful. But for seniors, especially those on prescription medications, this herb is a hidden danger. Why? Because St. John's wort interacts with over half of all pharmaceutical drugs, including antidepressants, blood thinners, and even heart medications. It can make your prescriptions less effective, or worse, cause unpredictable side effects. I'll never forget a gentleman named Harold who started taking St. John's wort to lift his spirits. What he didn't realize was that it was interfering with his heart medication. His doctor noticed irregularities in his next checkup, and once Harold stopped the herb, everything balanced out again. That's why herbal safety is so crucial. what helps one person might harm another, especially when it comes to senior health. So, what's the better choice? Try saffron. Research shows it can support mood just as effectively as some antidepressants, but without the same risky interactions. It's a little pricier, but when it comes to senior wellness, peace of mind is worth every penny. Next up, ephedra, also known as ma huang. Now, this one's a bit less common these days, but you might still find it in some weight loss teas or energy boosters. Here's the problem. Ephedra can cause dangerous spikes in blood pressure and heart rate, and for seniors, that's playing with fire. Even the FDA has banned it in dietary supplements because of the risks. Instead, if you're looking for a natural energy lift, turn to rhodiola rosea. This adaptogenic herb helps your body handle stress while boosting stamina without the heart risks. It's been used for centuries in traditional medicine, and modern science backs up its benefits for healthy aging. Now, before we go any further, if you're finding this helpful, do me a favor. Hit that like button and share this video with a friend who might benefit. Your support helps me keep creating senior health tips that truly matter. All right, let's talk about golden seal. This herb is often marketed as an immune booster or natural antibiotic, which sounds great, right? But here's the catch. Golden seal can interfere with liver enzymes that process medications. That means if you're on any prescriptions, they might not work as they should, or worse, they could build up to unsafe levels in your system. A safer alternative? Echinacea. Now, echinacea isn't something you should take every single day, but for short-term immune support during cold season, it's a much better choice. Just be sure to check with your doctor first, because even with safer herbs, senior wisdom means knowing when to get professional advice. We've covered 3 more herbs to avoid, and they're safer swaps, but there's still one critical piece of the puzzle left. Next, we'll talk about how to incorporate these medicinal herbs into your life the right way, because even the best herbs won't help if you're not using them wisely. Stay tuned. Now that we've covered which herbs to avoid and their safer alternatives, let's talk about how to actually use these medicinal herbs in a way that supports your senior health without any unwanted surprises. You see, even the gentlest herb can cause issues if taken the wrong way, too much, too often, or mixed with the wrong medications. That's why holistic health isn't just about swapping one herb for another. It's about how you use them. Take turmeric, for example. It's one of the best anti-inflammatory herbs out there, fantastic for joint pain and even heart health. But if you're on blood thinners, too much turmeric can increase bleeding risks. The key? Moderation. A pinch in your soup or a carefully measured supplement. That's the elderly wisdom approach. My neighbor Louise swears by her golden milk at night, but she always checks with her doctor before increasing her dose. That's the kind of smart, balanced thinking that keeps her thriving. And let's not forget about timing. Some herbs, like valerian root, a great sleep aid, work best taken about an hour before bed. Others, like ginger for digestion, are most effective when sipped as a tea after meals. It's these little details that make all the difference in senior wellness. Now, I want to leave you with one last thought. Listen to your body. Even the safest herb might not agree with you personally. Maybe peppermint tea soothes your friend's stomach but gives you heartburn. That's okay. Senior healthy tips aren't one size fits all. Start slow. Pay attention to how you feel, and don't be afraid to adjust. After all, you've spent decades learning what makes your body tick. That's senior wisdom at its finest. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of these safer herbs? Did you discover one that didn't work for you? Drop a comment below. Your experience could help another viewer on their healthy aging journey. And if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Every click helps me create more content that empowers your senior healthcare choices. So here's to making smart, informed choices with Nature's Pharmacy. Because you deserve to feel your best at any age. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay well.